Attention passionate Cleveland, BROWNS. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Cleveland Browns' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Cleveland Browns fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Cleveland, BROWNSFANS. Let's get to the news. The Cleveland Browns, as we all know, are in one of those seasons where every game feels like a roller coaster. Just when you think the team is settling into a rhythm, injuries and unexpected roster moves throw everything into chaos. This past week has been no different, and the latest news about the offensive line situation is enough to make any Browns fans head spin. The Browns made a bold move, releasing offensive lineman Garrett Dellinger to clear space for wide receiver Jamari Thrash. Now that decision seemed like a calculated gamble at first, perhaps trying to shake things up or make room for offensive depth. But as many of us feared, it didn't turn out the way the team hoped. The Tennessee Titans, quick to pounce, claimed Dellinger off waivers. And honestly, that move has left Cleveland in a pretty tough spot, especially on the offensive line. Dellinger, even though he was a rookie, had shown some promise. He wasn't a superstar, but he was active, and he got some meaningful snaps. In Week 15, during that tough 31-3 loss to the Chicago Bears, Dellinger played 29 snaps on offense. That might seem small compared to the entire game, but for a rookie trying to find his footing, it was a significant contribution. And surprisingly enough, according to Pro Football Focus, Dellinger was actually one of the Browns' better linemen that week, ranked as the third best among the offensive line. That's saying something, considering how disastrous that game was for Cleveland. Yet, despite his decent performance, the Browns decided to release him, probably hoping to add some more weapons at wide receiver and make a move to bolster their offense. But it's a risky game when you're dealing with an injury-plagued offensive line, and it's clear the Browns are feeling the pressure. The team's offensive line has been hit hard by injuries. 4 of their starters weren't able to suit up against the Bears. That kind of situation can turn a promising season into a struggle in just a few plays, especially when your quarterback, Shedeur Sanders, is still trying to get comfortable at the NFL level. Now, with Dellinger gone, the Browns had to scramble to find some insurance. And their solution was to sign Wesley French to the practice squad. French is a guy who's been around the league a bit, spent some time with the Dallas Cowboys earlier this year, and he's also played for the Indianapolis Colts. His NFL experience isn't extensive, but he's a guy who has been in the trenches. French played all 17 games for the Colts this season, mostly on special teams, but he did start 2 games. That kind of experience, even if it's limited, can be valuable in a pinch. It's not a glamorous signing, but in the current situation, it's about depth and seeing if he can step up when needed. What's interesting is that French's history in the league shows he's a dependable guy, even if he's not a household name. The Browns are essentially relying on a guy who hasn't played a regular season game in 2 years, which highlights just how dire the injury situation has become. It's a tough pill to swallow for Browns fans because, honestly, you don't want to see your team turning to players with limited recent game experience. But that's the reality of this season. Cleveland's offensive line has been a patchwork, and it's affecting everything, especially the development of Sanders and the team's offensive rhythm overall. This situation calls to mind some of the challenges the Browns have faced in recent years: injuries, roster shuffles, and the constant search for consistency. It's worth remembering that, despite all this chaos, Cleveland has shown resilience. The team's defense remains one of the league's best, and the coaching staff continues to emphasize getting the most out of every player available. The offensive line, though battered, still has talented players and promising prospects, and it's going to be fascinating to see if French or perhaps another call-up can give them the stability they desperately need. Let's not forget the Browns are still in the thick of things. Even with the setbacks, they're fighting to keep their playoff hopes alive. That's what makes all of this so frustrating but also so compelling. We have a rookie quarterback in Sanders trying to make his mark, and he's under constant pressure, literally, thanks to the injuries up front. It's a test of grit and perseverance, and every snap, every block, every play counts even more now. The big question is how Cleveland will manage these injuries in the final stretch of the season. With only 3 games remaining, each one feels like a playoff game. The team's focus now is on getting through these tough times, trying to avoid losing ground in the AFC North, and setting the stage for a strong run next year. The front office and coaching staff are undoubtedly looking at every possible option, trying to patch together an offensive line that can keep Sanders upright and give him a fighting chance to succeed. There's also plenty of talk about what this means for the offseason. Will the Browns look to bolster the offensive line in the draft or free agency? Or will they rely on coaching and development to turn some of these backups into reliable starters? The uncertainty is high, but one thing is for sure. Cleveland's fans are passionate and patient. We've seen the ups and downs, but no matter what, the loyalty remains firm. We believe in this team, and even in tough times like these, we root for the silver and brown. Looking ahead, the next few weeks are going to be critical. The Browns need to find a way to stabilize their offensive line, no matter how makeshift it might seem. Every game is a battle, not only against the opponent, but also against the adversity that's been thrown their way. The coaching staff will have to get creative, maybe even lean on some innovative schemes to protect Sanders and give him some breathing room. The defense is still a strength, and if Cleveland can find some offensive consistency, they could surprise a few people. Meanwhile, fans are eager for any good news. The hope is that French or another player can step in and provide some stability. It's a tough ask, but that's what makes this team so resilient. They've been tested all season long, and even with the injuries and roster shuffles, they're still fighting. That's what true Browns spirit is all about. We've seen this team come back from worse, and we believe they can do it again. Every player, every snap, every coaching decision is now more crucial than ever as Cleveland tries to keep their playoff dreams alive and prepare for what could be a promising future. And now, Cleveland Browns fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Cleveland Browns. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Cleveland Browns news. We're in this together, and no matter how tough the road gets, we always stand united in our passion for the Browns. Let's go, Cleveland.